Now that he's killed off Boomer, is there another DC character you'd like to get your hands on, or maybe get a spin-off series for him?
I just feel like Boomer's not even dead yet. You know what I mean? I feel like maybe that's just my attachment to that role, but I feel like there's more fun to be had with him.
There he is. How are you doing, Captain Dynamite?
All right, how are you, brother?
I'm good. Can you explain the Captain Dynamite to me? Because Erin, she said that you might be able to shed a little light on that for me.
That was just a little title that was kind of cast upon me. I think it has something to do with my stamina and desire to kind of keep things pushing on when the sun's coming up or going down. I don't know. It sort of can apply itself to any situation, but we had a lot of fun out there. It was, you can imagine a four-hander that was shot in Spain on an island. It was very intense, immersive experience, and we were definitely victims of the kind of bubble. So we shared a lot of laughs and I guess, reputations now that will precede us.
Yeah, I don't think they'll let you back out in the Canary Islands for a Catching Dust 2, from what I've heard.
I hope they will. The Canary Islands really left an impression on me. It's a very, I don't know if you spent any time there, a lot of Brits do, but it has a very specific energy, and I would love to go back. I actually I had this idea when we were there to go back and I want to shoot a documentary on the singers in all the hotel bars, because it's still very much a thing. It has these weird sort of middle of the road resort for families, and they all have like lounge singers, like very much alive, which is kind of interesting. It's such a kind of a sort of dated atmosphere, but yeah, I'd love to profile those people at some point.
When I was watching Catching Dust, the performances were incredible, the scenery was incredible, but all I could think of was, my God, you have the greatest beard in Hollywood. Dude, I've been growing this for 30 years, so give me some tips, please, I beg.
You're doing all right. What's funny is that we shot the movie over a year ago, and I obviously came off that and shaved pretty soon after, and then found myself having to grow another one for the gig I'm on currently. So it's almost back in Clyde form.
Thanks for showing off that you've got the most magnificent facial hair.
You got to eat your crusts or something. It must be the Vegemite.
What are you, my mum? She's not here now. I don't have to eat crusts. Legend. I actually felt a little bit sorry for you watching this, because you're filming in this dry, barren desert. That must have got clogged with a lot of sand, your facial hair. So was it as gross and sticky filming out there as I imagine it was?
I think birds were nesting in my beard by then, but yeah, it's not as, it's funny, the stickiness, it was hot out there for sure. The element that kind of really made life tough was the wind, which is not as much of a character in the film as I thought it would be, because we were literally in like a gale the entire shoot. So I figured it would just, you sort of see a bit of it out there, but it's unbelievable we didn't end up doing all of our audio again in sort of post-production. But yeah, it was hot and sticky and definitely got soupy in those cowboy boots.
Did that heat and that temperature and humidity help you bring the intensity you needed for this role? Because dude, you brought it, man. At one point, I'm like, he's going to come through my TV. I was scared of you.
I appreciate that. I think the environment that, Stuart Gard, our director, kind of set up physically was the biggest help. We shot in this, as you see, it's like a dust bowl out there, like the crater of a moon. And they parked two trailers out there. And it's kind of like a hot set. It's like, that's what it is. We weren't doing our interiors on a soundstage or anything. Those trailers all function with plumbing. It was like we were given the freedom to kind of feel like we lived there. And I don't know, it just created an authenticity, I think, in everyone's response to one another. You really felt the isolation, the loneliness of that desert, and that kind of what that does to someone was easy to tap into. We had an incredible time working with each other, and it was a very loving, supportive, creative environment. But I think as far as stepping into our character's shoes, it was just made so easy by the sort of play-like nature of this script and of this film. And like being on a stage in a theater, when you sort of stepped on with Catching Dust, we were sort of alive all day. We didn't stop moving. We didn't have the time or the budget to really stop moving. It was like go all day, and that has a sense of keeping you in it and keeping you grounded and sort of tethered to your character in a really healthy way.
But it looks like you guys also got to unwind and do it in style. Like, I'm seeing you on these gorgeous boats, bobbing about in the ocean. I spoke to Erin, and she told me that you were like the go-to party boy for the set, but she came off like scot-free, like a little innocent angel. Tell me that ain't so. Dish the dirt.
Everyone likes to hang. They always like to hang it on someone else, don't they? I mean, look, I don't mind socializing, and I think it's important. And every good team needs a leader when it comes to that. And I don't think it's a bad thing. I think it was like, someone's got to kind of carry the torch and make sure everyone has a good time.
You're a hero, my hero. I saw you also channeled your inner Margot on here and tattooed Erin twice. Now, she told me one of them was gorgeous. She absolutely roasted you, like ripped you to bits for the G on her wrist. I just want you to know that.
Oh yeah, the G's terrible. The G wasn't my finest moment, but whatever. I mean, that's what you get. You want a couple of backyard tattoos on someone's hotel balcony. It's 50-50 ain't bad odds, are they? On the last night that we shot, I tattooed about, I don't know how many crew members, 15 or 20. There was a line out with the makeup bus, and they were coming on, and I was just switching needles on the gun. And there's people on that film crew that have some woeful tattoos, administered by me. So Erin should be lucky it was just a G. I was like sweating. It was like our lunch break. It's the middle of the night. We're shooting the scene with where Clyde reveals the kind of, the sort of the cube that he's built for Gina, and we're pumped for time. And everyone wanted their shitty little tattoo. And I would say this to the crew. A lot of them were Spanish. But they were like, can we get a tattoo? And I was like, you realize like it's not going to be good. It's not the point, And I think a few people didn't quite understand that. They just sort of thought it's cool that, Jai's tattooing people and I want to get a tattoo. And it's funny because I just do a couple of things. I have a little sort of skull motif that I tend to kind of do. And I'm comfortable in that space. And people were asking for all kinds of things. They wanted, mum's initials and little quotes copied here and a cactus there. And I'm like, I'm no artist. You know what I mean? Like you realize you get what you're given, and we're not signing some liability waiver here. So I need to understand that you're okay. All I can promise you is that I'll try not to give you an infection. But beyond that, you're on your own.
I was coming into this like, you know what? Have your way with me. Tattoo what you want. I take it all back now.
Yeah, wise man. Yeah, stay clear.
Erin is just great. I absolutely loved her. I'm annoyed I didn't ask her to be my best mate at this point. How was she to work with?
It's fantastic. We had a really good thing going early on. Just kind of establishing our dynamic, and I could tell she was someone that was, really collaborative and had no kind of ego about it, just wanted to find the most interesting version of these characters to put on screen. And she's so intelligent. And I think that goes for Ryan and for Dina as well. They just brought such a fantastic energy. All of these actors are, incredibly gifted and real thinkers. And I think a script like this, a film like this that has such complex, kind of subtle portrayals, needs people that are really emotionally intelligent and people that have been through a bit. you know. I think there was a bit of common ground with all of us. You know, whether it was family struggles, relationship stuff, mental health, you know, whatever. We all had some stories to trade, share, and learn from each other from, and it was really supportive, not only from a social sense, but from the sense that we were able to kind of develop deeper and richer bonds through the material as well, and what that was able to kind of bring out in our performances, in the trust that we had for one another. So I'm really, really grateful for this cast.
I saw you say something on Instagram, and I think it's evident in what you just said there. You said filming this was one of the most profound experiences of your life.
Yeah.
You know, I saw some like shots on Instagram, and I thought there's nothing more profound than this right here. Don't know if you can see that. That's you on a playground apparatus.
Oh yeah.
Care to explain that profound moment to me?
That was the defining profound moment. Look, when you park the base camp at the trailers where the actors, you know, have a cup of tea in the morning around an old abandoned children's playground that has one apparatus alive and still kicking, what do you think I'm going to do? I'm going to try and balance a coffee cup on my head and test my core strength. And I feel like I came out on top.
I'm pretty sure that's how Morgan Freeman started out as well. I'm pretty sure he does it, Meryl does it. They all do it. All are great. So
I must have learned it from someone.
This whole experience sounds amazing, like really endearing. But I think we need a little bit of beef between you and Erin now, because I want to know, in an all-out, no-holds-barred fight between Captain Boomerang and Starlight, who's coming out on top?
She has actual powers, doesn't she? So probably... I'd probably tip it to her. I feel like, there's some actual danger there. Boomerang's good at faking it, but I feel like if things got really supernatural, you know, he'd probably be bested at the post.
He's just happy to be out of the house at this point, really, isn't he?
He's just having a good fucking time, isn't he? You know what I mean? And if it's short-lived, well, so be it.
I mean, speaking of my boy Boomer, R.I.P. James Gunn, he's done some big things since he killed off Captain Boomerang. I mean, there's rumours that he's going to have Jason Momoa play Lobo in the DC universe now. Like, he's done Aquaman and possibly as Lobo, 2 characters. I'm thinking, now that he's killed off Boomer, is there another DC character you'd like to get your hands on, or maybe get a spin-off series for him?
I just feel like Boomer's not even dead yet, you know what I mean? I feel like maybe that's just my attachment to that role, but I feel like there's more fun to be had with him. And James, actually, funnily enough, was one of the guys. I mean, when that was happening and we were about to go make, the Suicide Squad, and I had said to him, like, we're really going to kill him off. He was the one that was, I mean, I'm not going to start any rumors here, but he was the one that was like, you know, that doesn't mean anything for real in these worlds. Like, anything can kind of happen. So, you know, that's my little candle that I'll hold for that role. And who knows, man? I mean, he looks like his slate's pretty full, and they've certainly got some ambitious stuff coming up, which is very exciting and cool to see him heading things up over there. And so I'm excited. But if I ever got the call up again, of course I'd love to reprise my favourite Aussie anti-hero. I've
got to wrap now, but I just want to bring something up. I want to ask you this. Because the last time we spoke, it was for the Suicide Squad, the junket, and you were paired with Flula and Nathan. So, obviously, things got a little bit freaky, things got a little bit weird, and somehow the 4 of us decided that we were going to play a game of Naked Scrabble and or Monopoly.
You know, we got in slightly less trouble. There was a few more board games this time round, and more expensive wine.
Rock and roll, baby. Board games. Talk to me. What board games are we talking?
Settlers of Catan,
Monopoly,
a bit of 5 Crowns. Scrabble comes out every now and then.
Scrabble or Candyland. So just imagine those games, except nasty.
Nasty.
I'm going to invite you 3 over for a game of Scrabble. Wink, wink. Yeah, I like your style.
Spicy.
I can't spell.
Yeah,
well,
that's
we
what
know who the loser is. So, which one do you want to do first, bud?
I haven't played Scrabble in a long time.
So is it Naked Monopoly then?
I think it's naked Scrabble. But how do you lose your clothes? Or is it just start naked, end naked? It's just naked all day.
Oh yeah, I've been naked from the waist down throughout this whole thing. I just assumed you had as well.
That makes two of us. Yes. I am wearing socks though.
I was going to put this on TikTok and YouTube, but I'm thinking maybe OnlyFans now. Get some sweet money out of it.
Flick a couple bucks to me when you do.
Thank you so much for chatting to me. It's been so much fun, mate.
Jeez, I appreciate you, brother. I'll see you on the next one.